What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Cool Colas here, and you are now tuning into a new video on my channel. For today's topic, I want to talk about something that you all voted on, and now I want to deliver. Let's talk about who the real villain is of the movie Tyler Perry's Madea's Family Reunion. So let's get into it. To me, this video was pretty easy to do because it's so obvious that the villain that was portrayed in this movie isn't the real villain. Now, for those of you all who have watched this movie, you know that the main villain of this movie that they wanted you to know and realize was the villain was the character Carlos, who was played by Blair Underwood. And as most people in the black community know, Blair Underwood is notorious for playing the bad guy. I mean, think about it. In just about everything he does, with the exception of Set It Off, it feels like he just is the villain all the time. He's in the list of characters or actors who are just known for playing villainous characters. Now, when it comes to Carlos, he's known as the villain because of what he did to the character Lisa, which is he was beating the shit out of her. We all know that, right? He was tagging that ass every time he got a chance. He was beating her ass like she stole something. Now, I'm not trying to make a joke out of it, because the reality is that I don't want to see no woman beat just because somebody has some anger issues and they're creating domestic violence situations. But what I am saying is that everybody thinks he's the villain because he was beating the shit out of her. But he wasn't the real villain. He was a villain, but he wasn't the real villain. And the reason why I say this is because most of the issues that were happening in this movie were not happening as a result of what Carlos did. And that's one thing that you have to keep in mind when you watch these different movies. The main villain of these movies, the real villain, the one that they do not want you to see as the villain, is the person who causes the majority of the problems in the movies that you actually watch. The main villain of this flick, if we're being honest, y'all, was Victoria. Victoria was Lynn Whitfield's character. And she's another person who is always known for playing a damn villain, or playing the evil mama, or playing some role like that. It's almost to the point where you have to ask the question, are you really like this in real life? Is there some simulacrum shit going on here? It low-key reminds me of that time that Lynn Whitfield was on The Breakfast Club, and Charlamagne the God had asked her, you know, you play a lot of roles where you're crazy. Are you like that in real life? She said, only if you tempt me. That means her ass is crazy as hell. Let's just be real, y'all. Let's just be real. On a serious note, though, Lynn Whitfield's character, Victoria, is the real villain. And we're going to talk about a couple reasons why. Number one, when she was sitting at the dinner table with her daughter, Lisa, and Lisa basically told her, yo, dude is beating me. And her response basically was, well, you must stop doing whatever you're doing to make him mad. That's how you knew right there that she was cold, callous, and she was just the evil bitch, if we're just being totally honest. And the other way that we knew that it was all about the bag was when Lisa found out that her sister, Vanessa, revealed that she had been raped by her father. Lisa began to cry. And what did Lynn Whitfield, or in this case, Victoria's character, say? He said, stop all that crying. Stop all that crying. It's time for you to take care of me. You know, she was on that shit. So that's why I say that it's clear that she was all about the money and all about the bread. Now, some of you all may hear this and you may say, oh, isn't this the beyond belief trope? I'm going to say no, and I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of times when it comes to the shea butter mama class, there is a serious level of selfishness to them. And this is symbolic in the idea that a lot of them are selfish and underhanded, and they do things because they know that there's going to be some benefit for them, and they don't receive the backlash that they should receive. Obviously, in cases where a black man is portrayed as a villain and is beyond belief, he is given all of this backlash for his actions. Victoria's character didn't really get a whole lot of backlash. Like, she did, but she really should have gotten a lot more than what she got. She was the main villain because why would you ever put your daughters in a situation where one of them can get their ass beat and be in a DV situation, and the other one is raped because you wanted some money and because your mama sold you for $20 in a fix and she was a damn junkie? That means that you are literally putting your trauma and your pain onto your daughters and allowing them to experience the same things. That's why Lisa was basically trying to run away fast as shit like Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's the reason why Vanessa was sitting there and she couldn't trust men, and she didn't even want dudes alone with her kids and all this other stuff. And rightfully so. I get it. People are weird. People are sickos. But I mean, that mistrust was heightened because of the things that happened to her and because of what her mom allowed to happen to her. And even in all of this, they still were somewhat kind and gentle to the mom. And in this movie, they were trying to create the message that the ways that we solve these problems is by holding dudes accountable who are abusive. And in this case, when it came to the Carlos character, it meant that Lisa had to get her get back and had to beat his ass with a damn skillet. And in the case of the Vanessa character, it meant that she would find a man who was going to sweep her off her feet. And Tyler Perry has this idea that he's going to take this light-skinned dude who's supposed to be extra handsome, and he's going to put on a fake ass, have him put on a fake ass wig, like they did with the with Boris Kojo's character, where he had the afro and the shit just looked fake as hell. And he's supposed to just sweep this woman who had all this trauma off of her feet, instead of basically saying your mama is evil. And a lot of shea butter mamas are evil, and they actually don't want the best for their kids. They're selfish, and they actually will profit off of them. Instead of actually creating that as the message, they wanted to make it a thing of here's how you solve your problems. But when it comes to your mom, you make amends with her. You sit there and you all make sure that you are on the same page. Because remember, at the end, they had it where Vanessa's character, she was getting married at the end, and her mom had already talked about how how he must be a damn fool if he loved her and all this other shit, after she the one who put her in a situation to get raped, which is crazy. And then she was sitting there giving her mom a kiss as if to say that, you know, she still loved her and all this. Ain't no way in hell I love my mom after that bullshit. I'm just being honest. But I will say one thing that I did enjoy is when she slapped the dog piss out of her mama. I mean, she slapped the whole soul out of her mama, and she deserved all of that shit because she was talking to her daughter all types of reckless. And she really didn't have no reason to have that type of energy. She was mad because she put the mama on blast so that Lisa would know what type of person she actually was. And she was sitting there talking about she's a damn fool, like her fiance is a damn fool if he wants to marry her. That's some shit. That is some serious shit right there. So yeah, no, it shouldn't have been a thing of she just slapped the shit out of her. Mama wouldn't have been at the wedding. Matter of fact, mama would have been totally out of my life. But as they always do in these Tyler Perry movies, they love this kind of coming together agenda where it's like forgive family and just reconnect with them and just love on them and all this other stuff, regardless of all the shit that they did. But things like taking your daughter and trafficking them so one of them can get their ass beat and the other one can get raped so that you can get a bag, that shit is unforgivable. Let's just be real, y'all. And then this is the other funny shit that I found. They had it where Victoria's character and Carlos's character were low-key flirting with each other and shit, especially Carlos and Carlos on Victoria. Like, think about it. They had one part where he's kind of creeping up on her and he said, "You want me, don't you?" And I'm sitting there like, dog, you sitting there trying to get some buns from your stepmom? What kind of shit is this? This is some crazy shit. So I say all that to basically say that she was villainous even in that moment too, because that revealed to you that there was somewhat of an arrangement and an agreement between Carlos and Victoria. And basically it was that Carlos was basically telling and threatening Victoria to basically say, "Hey, I want your daughter to my crib." In other words, to let her know that, hey, look, I know we got a deal, but she needs to be in the crib. She needs to stop running away. She needs to stop basically running from me beating her ass if you want this bread. If you want to still get paid, if you want to get a little payout, if you want this, if you want that, you're going to have to get her to comply. So it showed you how conniving and scheming and vindictive and horrible Victoria's character really was. I mean, this woman was atrociously evil. And to be real, she never apologized about anything that she did. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I think she doubled down and she said that she wasn't going to apologize about anything that she did, as a matter of fact. That bitch Victoria was the devil her damn self. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. Think about that time when her and Vanessa, after Vanessa slapped the dog piss out of her, had said, "You are going to rot in hell." And she said, "I vacation in there." That hit different because, man, was it so true. I mean, this woman was just pure damn evil. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed what I had to say, and I'll definitely have more to come, so make sure you stay tuned. If you like this video, I would like for you to like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell icon so you get notifications for whenever I come out with new content on this channel. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great one, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.